Dear friends, I take this opportunity to welcome you for this session 4 in which we are going to discuss about game theory, formulation and saddle point concept. Game theory, otherwise known as theory of games, is a decision theory. It is a quantitative technique or concept of operations research. Coming to the learning objectives of this session, after this session, you should be able to understand the concept of theory of games, define the key terms of game theory, structure the payoff matrix for a game, that is formulation of a game, solve a game by the saddle point concept. Coming to the introduction or background of game theory, a great variety of competitive situations are seen commonly in everyday life. This includes business, military operations, advertising about a product, marketing, and so on. Competition is a watchword of modern life. You name any field, there will be stiff competition. Anywhere to everywhere, or any field to every field, competition exists. A competitive situation is called as game in this context. In the competitive world, it is very much essential for an executive to guess the activities or actions of his or her opponent or the competitor. Game is defined as an activity between two or more persons who are known as players, involving activities according to a set of rules or guidelines. So in general, game is nothing but a play between two or more persons known as players, followed by or following some set of predefined rules. For example, you have carom or cricket, so in which there will be players who will be playing followed or following some set of predefined rules. Game theory is a decision theory concerned with the study of decision making in situations where two or more players are involved under the conditions of competition and conflicting interests or issues. Coming to the applications of game theory is gaining focus day by day. It is an increasingly important role in logic and computer science. Several logic theories have a basis in game semantics. Coming to the areas of application, effective resource management, that is effective utilization of men, material and machines. Strategic operations in the military management, evaluation of the best alternatives or courses of action available to the players, computer networks, cloud computing. Basic terminology. For a clear understanding of the theory, that is game theory, it is essential to understand the following terms pertaining to the theory of games. Under that, very basic term is player. A competitor in the game is known as a player. A player may be individual or group of individuals or even the organizations. Player may be a person or maybe an organization. So a competitor, okay, whoever may be the person or maybe an organization, no? So he is referred as player in our context of discussion. Coming to the next term, strategy. Strategy is a technique or a course of action. A set of alternative courses of action available to a player based on advanced knowledge is referred as a strategy. For example, if you toss a coin, you may get the outcome head or tail, no? So like that, okay, showing head is a strategy, showing tail is also a strategy like. Pure strategy. If the player uses the same strategy every time, then it is referred as pure strategy. So in this case, the situation is deterministic in nature. I mean, though the player is having 2 or 3 options or strategies or choices. So I can say strategy as a technique or option or choice or course of action, they're all one and the same. So though the player has 2 or 3 strategies, so if he prefers to use a single strategy throughout the play without going to the other alternatives, then that dominant strategy is referred as pure strategy. Whereas coming to the mixed strategy, if the player selects or uses his course of action in accordance with some fixed probability, then it is referred to as mixed strategy. Assume that the player is having the option of showing head or showing tail. For example, if he uses one time showing head and one time showing the tail of the coin, so he is changing or he is mixing the strategies. 50% of the time he is showing the head, 50% of the time showing the tail. He is going to mix the strategy like. Hence, it is a mixed strategy. So it is probabilistic in nature. It is probabilistic situation where the player uses a combination of strategies. Optimum strategy. So optimum strategy is nothing but the best strategy which will put the player in the most preferred or comfortable position irrespective of the strategy of his or her competitors. The next term is two-person zero-sum game. When there are two persons involved in the game, no, it is generally known as two-person game. And coming to the term zero-sum, if the algebraic sum of the losses and gains is equal to 0, no, it is called zero-sum game. So in the sense, assume that there are two players or two teams like team A and team B. If the team A scores 10 points, it is plus 10 for team A, whereas on the other hand, minus 10 for team B. So the algebraic sum is 10 minus 10, that is plus 10 and minus 10, it is neutral or 0. Hence such game is called as zero-sum game. If the algebraic sum is 0, algebraic sum of gains and losses is equal to 0, it is referred as zero-sum game. So two-person zero-sum game means where the algebraic sum is 0 and two persons are involved in the game is referred as two-person zero-sum game. So then very important key term is payoff matrix. Before understanding what is payoff matrix, so what is matrix in general? Arrangement of some elements in the form of rows and columns is called as matrix. No? So what is the meaning of payoff means? It is nothing but outcome of each play. For example, A uses first strategy, B uses first strategy. So at the end of the play, the outcome will be declared. The outcome is nothing but the payoff. The arrangement of payoff elements, such payoff elements in the form of rows and columns, no, is called as payoff matrix. It is as good as calling like scoreboard in a game. So what is the outcome of each play will record, no, in the form of a score sheet or something like. It is like that. Fine. Value of game. So it is the final outcome of a game after completion of every play or each play by the strategies available to the players. See, payoff is nothing but it is the declaration for each play, whereas value of game is nothing but, so it is the total outcome or final outcome of all the plays. I mean, it is the final outcome of a game after completion of each play by the strategies available to the players. Then the last term is fair game. If the value of game is 0, it is referred as fair game. So now let us learn about how to formulate a game. In other words, how to write the payoff matrix for the given data following the given rules. So let us understand formulation of game and then how to solve the formulated game. Formulation of a game is our topic now. A and B are playing a game with two coins according to the following rules. When both are heads, it is benefit or gain of rupees 100 or 100 points to player A. When there is one head and one tail, no, it is loss of rupees 100 to player A. When there are two tails, there is no loss or no gain to any player. Formulate the game. See, formulate the game nothing but you have to write the payoff matrix. Okay, before attempting to solve the problem, my advice always is to analyze the problem very clearly. Read the problem, reread. If necessary, read it twice or thrice also. So that will save your solving time, in other words. So now, let us analyze A and B. There are two players, namely A and B. So they are playing with coins. Okay. So showing head is one option, showing tail is one option. Okay. So they are nothing but the strategies, showing head, showing tail. So two strategies are there, two players are there. Hence, you will get two rows and two columns. So in other words, four outcomes you will get, or four payoff elements you will get. Hence, the order of the matrix will be 2 cross 2. 2 cross 2 means 4 elements. Like. Now, what are the rules? When both are heads, 100 rupees is the gain to player A. When there is one head and one tail, 100 rupees loss to player A. When there are two tails, no, there is no loss or gain to any player. You are supposed to formulate the game. Now coming to the solution part, let H comma T indicate head and tail. These are nothing but strategies for the players. Coming to the rule of play, whatever is given in the problem as data, so how rewritten here? It is given that when there are two heads, no, 100 rupees gain. When there is one head and one tail, 100 rupees loss to player A. And when there are two tails, no loss, no profit. Like. The payoff matrix by using the given data, following the given rules is like this now. So player A is having two options showing head and tail. Player B is having two options showing head and tail. First, okay, you have to understand the skeleton of the payoff matrix. HT, HT. See, these options are nothing but the strategies now. Now, you have to map the head and head, tail and head, like that. Fine. Now, first play. Let us assume that player A starts with showing head, that is first strategy. Player B also will show head. Head and head. As per the given rule, when both are heads, 100 rupees is the gain to player A. Okay. So, when one head and one tail, so minus 100. Why I have written minus 100 means he is going to lose 100 points or 100 rupees. Whether it is one head and one tail or one tail and head, it is same result. It is minus 100. And it is given that when both are tails, no, it is 0, T and T. So one important thing or concept to understand here is, always will write the payoff matrix with reference to the row player. Row player means player A. So what is the meaning of that is, when the outcome is positive, so it is benefit to him. When the outcome is negative, it is loss to him. So I mean, if it is 100, no, 100 points is gain to player A. If it is minus 100, it is loss to player A. In other words, it is gain to player B. Whenever it is minus, no, it is gain to B. Whenever it is positive number, it is gain to player A. Let us take one more numerical of the same type. In a game played by fingers, two players A and B are simultaneously showing 2 or 3 fingers. When the sum of the fingers is odd, A gets the points equal to the sum. When the sum of fingers is even, A loses the points equal to the sum. Write the payoff matrix or formulate the game. So let us reread the problem. So instead of coins, no, here the players are using the fingers. So the options or the strategies are showing 2 fingers is one option, showing 3 fingers is one option. Like, I mean, they have 2 strategies, no doubt, 2 players. So 2 cross 2 matrix again you will get. 2 cross 2 matrix means 4 payoff elements you will get. So then what are the rules? When the sum of fingers is odd, no, A gets the points equal to the sum. Sum means sum of the fingers. When the sum of the fingers is even, only 2 rules are given. So if the sum becomes odd, so the outcome is declared in one way. If it is even, the outcome is different. Now let us see the solution part. Let showing 2 or 3 fingers be the strategies for the players. Rule of the play. So just I have rewritten the given data only in the form of points. If the sum of the fingers is odd, player A gains the sum. If the sum of the fingers is even, the player, he or she, loses the sum to player B. So the payoff matrix for the player A, considering the rule of the play, is A, B, let us write. So he is having 2 options, player A. that is showing 2 fingers, showing 3 fingers. B also having the same options or same strategies, 2 and 3. Now assume that A shows 2 fingers, B also shows 2 fingers. 2 plus T, sum of the fingers becomes 4, no? So as per the rule of the play, when it is even, it is last to player A. When last in the sense, you have to use the negative sign, that is -4 you have to write. Now that is one player, one payoff element. Now the player A uses the first strategy again. Let us assume that A shows 2 fingers, B shows 3 fingers. 2 plus 3, it is 5. 5 is odd number. When it is odd, it is given that A gains the sum. Sum means 5. 2 plus 3, 5, hence it is positive because it is gained to the player A. So whether it is 2 plus 3 or 3 plus 2, it is 5 only and it is odd number only. So hence it is 5. 3 plus 3, okay, it is even. When it is even, A loses the sum to B as per the rule. So each outcome is nothing but payoff element, and the arrangement of payoff elements in the form of rows and columns is nothing but the payoff matrix or formulation of the game. Methods of solving a game. So far we have discussed about the theoretical background and how to formulate a game or how to write the payoff matrix. Now let us see how to solve a game. There are different methods, 3 different methods to solve a game. Based on the nature or situation, we use the appropriate method. Saddle point concept or approach, dominance concept, and graphical concept or graphical solution. To understand the saddle point approach, that is the first method, the preamble is you have to understand a principle called max-min and min-max principle. It is very simple and of course is very interesting also. Let us understand what is this max-min principle. This is applicable to player A, that is row player. A row player selects the maximum out of the minimum gains. The minimum value in each row represents the least gain, that is payoff to him or her. These values are written in the matrix as row minima. Then the player selects the strategy that maximizes his minimum benefit or gain, that is max min. Let us understand this in this way. So assume that player A is having 2 strategies. By using first strategy, he is going to get 10 points. By using second strategy, he is going to get 10 points or 20 points. So which is more beneficial to him? Second strategy. I mean, though both are benefits, no, out of the minimum benefits 10 and 20, so he prefers the maximum. So that's why for row player, no, maximum principle is applicable. I mean, always you will try to maximize the minimum benefits. Even in case of an examination you take, assume that you know the answer for 2 questions, question number 1, question number 2, both internal choice you have, let us say. So you have marks of 10 for each. If you attempt first question, 10 marks you will get, whereas if you attempt second question, 8 marks. Assume that you have answered both. Okay, so to benefit the student, we will take the question which you have answered with maximum marks. I mean, where you got maximum marks. So we'll discard or neglect the other question where you got 8 marks. So what I'm trying to say is, always, okay, we'll try to maximize the benefits. Like, okay, if I ask whether you want 10 points or 20 points, normally you will tell, so give me 20 points, like that it is. So you will try to maximize the minimum benefits. On the contrary, min-max principle, it is just quite opposite to this max-min principle, which is applicable to column player. A column player selects the minimum out of the maximum losses. For example, if I ask you whether you want to lose 10 points or 20 points, so however, okay, you will come to know that, okay, I'm going to lose, let me lose the minimum. Instead of losing 20 points, let me lose 10 points you prefer, like that it is. So the maximum value in each column represents the maximum loss to him or her. So these values are written in the matrix as column maxima. Then the player selects the strategy that minimizes his maximum losses, that is min-max. So in the maximum losses, the player will prefer minimum losses. That's what, as I said, whether you want to lose 10 points or 20 points means, so always the player prefers to minimize his losses. Like, okay. Now, saddle point, also known as equilibrium point. If the max-min value is equal to min-max value, so then the game is said to have an equilibrium point or saddle point. So that's what as I said, max min, min max, it is the preamble concept to understand the saddle point or to solve the game by saddle point approach. So you should be in a position to write max min and min max for the game. Once, okay, if these two are equal, max min and min max, then you can say that the game is having a saddle point. You can solve in very easy or in 1 or 2 steps itself. Fine. So we'll see with 1 or 2 numericals about solving a game using the saddle point approach. Solve the following 2% zero sum game with the following 3/2 payoff matrix for player A using the saddle point approach. 3/2 in the sense 3 rows and 2 columns. These are the payoff elements. A is having 3 strategies, B is having 2 strategies, A1, A2, A3, B1, B2. So let us understand the solution in the form of steps. Step 1, write the row minima against each strategy, that is A1, A2, A3. I mean, if the player prefers first strategy, what is the minimum gain? Second strategy, what is the minimum? Third strategy, what is the minimum? Out of all this minimum, or out of all this minima, the maximum you have to round it, or you have to identify it. That is 6 in this case. So row minima you have to write. In that minima, you have to write the maxima. I mean, you have to find out the maxima. So step 2 is write the column maxima against each strategy, that is B1, B2 in this case, and identify the minimum element between these two, that is 6 again in this case. So first column, no. So that is maxima is 9, second is 6. Instead of losing 9 points, let him lose the 6 points, like that it is. So what is the observation here is, so max min is equal to min max, that is 6. Thus min max equals to max min, or either way you can say. Hence the game is having saddle point. Identify the optimal strategies for both the players corresponding to these values by drawing horizontal and vertical lines. So I'll show that the intersection of these two lines, no, so will give you the value of game. So now let us see here. So row minima you have recorded here, 2, 6 and 4, no, same thing I am repeating. So 6 is the max min. Column maxima you are writing here, 9 and 6. Okay. So this is max min and this is min max. They are same, one and the same. And once, okay, min max equals to max min, there is saddle point. You have to cross this vertical line with the vertical line and this horizontal line. Optimal strategy for player A is corresponding strategy, that is A2. For B is B2, and value of game is 6. Fine. So it is deterministic in nature. That's what we discussed in the theory. When min max equals to max min, there exists saddle point, and it is pure strategy game or deterministic in nature. So what it means is, so though the player A is having 3 strategies, you are suggesting 1 strategy only to use. The other 2 strategies he is not going to employ. Fine. In the same way, though B is having 2 strategies, you are suggesting B2 as the best strategy. So the value of game is 6. Now let us take one more numerical based on the concept of saddle point. Solve the following game whose payoff matrix is given below. So row player is having 3 strategies, column player is having 3 strategies here. Of course, the numbers are with a negative sign. So however, the procedure is the same. Row minima you have to find. So minimum of first row, minimum of second row, minimum of third row. In that the maximum you have to round it. That is called max min. And coming to the column player, column maxima. I mean, if he uses this column, no, this is a maximum loss, maximum loss, maximum loss. In that, okay, you will try to minimize the loss. That's what is the concept of min max. Column player, no, these are all the losses to the column player, and this will be the minimum loss. Okay, what is your observation here? Max min is equal to min max, hence there is a saddle point. So once if there is saddle point, so you can write the solution of the game very easily. Solution of a game is nothing but suggesting the best strategies for the players, that is player A and player B, and finding the value of game. That is the meaning of solution. So now according to this, best strategy for A is A2, this horizontal line, fine. Best strategy for B is B2, fine. Value of game is 0. So the above game is said to be fair game because the value of game is 0. That's what we have discussed in the theory also. Define fair game, or what is the meaning of fair game? Means whenever the value of game becomes 0 or is 0, it is called as fair game. So one more different numerical let us see. It is quite simple, of course, and very interesting. For what value of lambda, the game with the following payoff matrix is strictly determinable. I mean, has the pure strategy. So A is having 3 strategies, B is also having 3 strategies. The payoff elements are given. Of course, lambda is kept as unknown, like X or something like. Now, so you have to analyze carefully the problem. Strictly determinable means, so which has the saddle point. That point you have to catch, nothing else. So saddle point means min max should be equal to max min. So then only the game will have the saddle point. Okay, you cannot go on assuming or guessing the value of lambda to have the saddle point, or in other words, to get max min equal to min max. For that, very simple technique or approach is ignoring the value of lambda, whatever, we get max min. I mean, if you ignore the value of lambda, no, max min will get 2, min max will get -1. For strictly determinable, in other words, to have the saddle point, the value of lambda will not be unique. It will take some range of values. The range will be between min max and max min, that is -1 to 2. That is the range between max min and min max. So now you can check yourself. Okay, any value you can substitute in this range, that is from -1 to 2. So even -1 also you can take, 0 you can take, 1 or 2, like that. So you assume that value. I mean, you put or you replace the lambda value with that value. Certainly the game is strictly determinable for all that range of values. So, I mean, so lambda will take range of values, not the unique value. The range is between from max min to min max, or either way. Lambda is from -1 to 2. It is like scale. It ranges from -1 to 2. 2 by 2 game without saddle point. So far we discussed games with saddle point, in the sense min max was equal to max min. So then we have solved in 1 step or 2 steps, like, so writing the strategies for A, writing the strategies for B, value of game. But sometimes min max may not be equal to max min. In such cases, what to do? So let us take a generic form with usual notations. Let A11, A12, A21, A22 be the coefficients, or what I can say, the payoff elements or so. 1, 2 be the strategies for A. In the same way, B1, B2 be the strategies for player B. So then how to find out, or what to find out, let us see. When the game is not having saddle point, as per the theory that we have discussed, so it is probabilistic in nature. It is not deterministic. I mean, the player is going to combine the strategies. Both the strategies you may use for certain course of time. They are nothing but the probabilities. Let x1, x2 be the probabilities of using first and second strategies by player A. y1, y2 be the probabilities of using first, second strategies by player B. You know that some of the probabilities is unity or 1. Now, this formula method or algebraic method or arithmetic method you can call this one. So, to compute x1, what is x1? Probability of using first strategy. So, there is an equation or formula. The x1 is a22 minus a21, this one. So, you can remember that it is the horizontal move, down horizontal, second row horizontal movement, divided by a11 plus a22, summation of the diagonal elements minus summation of this diagonal element. So once if you get x1, x2 is 1 minus x1, as x1 plus x2 is 1. So similarly, y1 is a vertical movement, the second column vertical movement, a22 minus a12 divided by, so the same thing, denominator is same as that of x1, a11 plus a12, sorry, a22 plus this one. Fine. Then lastly, value of game, v. So you are not going to get value of game by crossing the lines or so, like in the previous case. Here you have to use an equation or formula to find out the value of game. So that is a11 into a22 minus this one divided by denominator is common. Denominator is common for all the 3, that is x1, x2, sorry, x1, y1 and v. V is the value of game. So let us understand this concept by taking a numerical or worked example. Solve the following game whose payoff matrix is. Now player A is having 2 strategies, player B is having 2 strategies. Payoff elements are given, in other words, payoff matrix is known. First let us observe whether there is saddle point or not. So row minima you find, column maxima you find. In that max min, min max. So what is your observation? Min max is not equal to max min, hence there is no saddle point. So one observation or one hint here is you can verify your answer. When there is no saddle point, always the value of game lies between max min and min max. Finally, you can verify your answer like that also. So max min is 2, min max is 3, so that your value of game should lie between 2 and 3. You can cross check finally. Fine. There is no saddle point. Hence the nature of game is probabilistic and value of game is lies between 2 and 3. Let x1, x2 be the probabilities of using first and second strategies by player A, and y1, y2 be the probabilities of using first and second strategies by player B, and v be the value of game. On solving with these standard notations, fine. So I mean taking this as A11, this as A22, A21, A22, okay, calling this as x1, x2, y1, y2 probabilities. So x1 will get 3 by 8, x2 is 5 by 8, y1 is 7 by 8, y2 is 1 by 8. Value of game is 19 by 8. So which very much lies in between 2 and 3. You can check it. Fine. So 3 by 8, what is the meaning of probability 3 by 8? Probability is nothing but, so for example 1 by 2 if I tell, if you toss a coin, probability normally will say 1 by 2. What is the meaning of that? Denominator is 2. If you toss 2 times, so you may get 1 time tail, 1 time head. That is the meaning of writing 1 by 2. In the similar way, here x1 is 3 by 8, you got it. No, what is the meaning of that is, in the entire game, so 8 times if they play, you are suggesting the player to use 3 times the first strategy, then rest of the 5 times second strategy. That is the meaning of 3 by 8, 5 by 8. It is like marks. Okay, we'll give like 60 by 100. No, for 100 marks, 60 marks is as good as that. Okay, fine. 3 by 8 in the sense, out of 8 times they play, so the player he play 3 times, you are suggesting to use this, then rest of the 5 times this one. So this is the value of game. You can check so whether it lies between max min and min max. Okay. Now just to understand the application of game theory in realistic life, or how to use it in general. So let us take a problem as a case study. Just to create interest in the class or fun in the class, I have taken this problem. Please don't take it in the other way. An engineering student was frequently absent to the classes in a particular semester. To safeguard himself or herself, the student can choose one of the alternatives. Alternatives means choices or reasons given below. And the professor also had 4 strategies. The student has approximated the probable percent of marks in the following payoff matrix against various strategies or reasons. The student's strategies showing the reasons are ill health, sister's marriage, project work, intercollegiate participation, while the professor's strategies are not giving attendance, giving the exam tough, evaluating strictly, complaining to the parents. So this is the payoff matrix given in the problem itself. So S1 stands for this one, strategy for student, first strategy for a student, second strategy, third strategy, and fourth. Similarly, P1, P2, P3, P4 are the professor's strategies. Now you are here to suggest the best strategy to the student. Fine. Now, as usual, let us approach min-max and max-min or saddle point approach. Row minima, you write minimum of each. For example, if the student uses the first strategy, what is the minimum percent of marks? Second strategy, third strategy, fourth strategy, like that. In that maximum, max-min, fine. Similarly, so column maxima, you write out of that the minimum, like. So no doubt, okay, in this case, max-min will be equal to min-max. So there exists saddle point. Then best strategy for the student is S3, that is 54 it becomes. You please try yourself. And for the professor is P2. So the intersection element S3 and P2, no, the intersection element will be 54, which is nothing but the value of game. I take this opportunity to thank you one and all for your kind attention. And of course, I believe and I hope strongly that you have met with the objectives that were defined, learning objectives or learning outcomes that you have defined in the beginning. Let us recall the objectives to map our understanding. In the objectives, it was first objective was that is after the end of this session, you should be able to understand the concept of theory of games. Now, okay, you are in a position to define what is game, what is the use of theory of games, all that. So you are in a position to define the key terms like what is player, what is strategy, pure strategy, mixed strategy, payoff matrix, all those important terms. Also, you are in a position to structure the payoff matrix for a game. I mean, for the given data following the rules, no, you are in a position to write the payoff matrix, which is nothing but the formulation. Then we have discussed about how to solve a game using the saddle point concept or saddle point approach, that is min-max equals to max-min concept. So also have discussed a game, 2x2 game without saddle point, how to solve a problem having no saddle point of 2 cross 2, that is the formula method we have discussed. So once again, thank you one and all. Take care and have a nice time. We'll revert back with in the next session the next two concepts, that is dominance concept and graphical solution. So thank you, take care and have a nice time.